So if you've been in the cryptocurrency world for a while, you've probably already realized that Vladimir Putin and cryptocurrency are something that might make you feel a little uneasy because you don't really know what he's going to say about it. However, for the very first time in the history of the world, Russia and Vladimir Putin have been taking a very clear stand regarding how they feel about cryptocurrencies, which includes how they feel about Bitcoin and even how he feels about XRP. And what we are going to be doing in today's video is that we are going to be delving deeply into some of these more recent statements that have been coming from Russia and Putin directly, as well as certain laws that are coming out to allow the legalization of so many different things involving the cryptocurrency industry all across Russia. This is a big deal because we are talking about the cryptocurrency industry making its way into the cryptocurrency sphere, and then potentially over the long term, trillions of dollars that will be coming into the cryptocurrency sphere just from Russia. However, at the same time, a great number of other doors all around the world are being opened up. We're talking about China, we're talking about the Middle East, and there are a lot of other regions that are also likely to start adopting cryptocurrency, XRP, and Bitcoin in general in a significant way in a very short time. In the event that you find that to be interesting, make sure to click the like button so that everyone else can see it. And then let's get started. So not so long ago, I came across this post on Twitter, and it was the impetus that led me down this rabbit hole. Putin has signed a measure that would make Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining legal in Russia. The fact that Putin was genuinely talking about the fact that he believes that the power system might go offline if Russia starts to completely adopt cryptocurrency mining as a whole back in July is pretty interesting. Now, this is really interesting since Putin was actually talking about it. On the other hand, he is saying, do you know what it is my opinion that this is a fantastic concept? Consequently, I performed some research into the matter. I was curious as to the reason behind Putin's decision to make this modification, and to tell you the truth, the response is actually quite straightforward. The fact that Russia possesses an extremely large oil and gas reserve on their continent is something that everyone ought to be aware of already. They are able to gain access to a great deal of energy as a result of this. In addition, this is what led to the entire continent of Europe becoming dependent on Russia as a source of energy at one point in time. There is still a very important point that has to be addressed, despite the fact that the times have obviously changed a little bit and Russia has begun exporting their energy overseas. While Russia is able to obtain all of this oil, they are also releasing one of the most important resources into the atmosphere, which is energy that is being wasted. With regard to methane and all of these oil and gas projects, they have the ability to utilize this surplus of methane, use it to power a Bitcoin mining business, and turn all of this wasted energy into a tremendous revenue prospect. In addition to this, it will put Russia in a position to have access to an enormous quantity of Bitcoin, which might provide them with a great deal of leverage on a worldwide scale, taking into consideration the fact that an increasing number of people are beginning to use this cryptocurrency. And you might be wondering what any of this has to do with XRP, which is a cryptocurrency. Exactly what is the relationship between this and any other cryptocurrency? To answer your question in a nutshell, the answer is everything. This is because, as you, I, and everyone else surely already knows, all of our travels in the cryptocurrency realm began with Bitcoin. I first became aware of Bitcoin in the year 2013. My attempt was to acquire some Bitcoin. On account of the fact that it was so complicated back then, I was unable to figure it out. I did, in fact, wind up purchasing Bitcoin in 2015, which was a couple of years later. It was the very first cryptocurrency that I ever owned, and it was that one. There is a good chance that the majority of you have experienced something comparable, such as purchasing Bitcoin or Ethereum, taking a detour down the rabbit hole, and eventually learning about XRP. The majority of you probably did not hear about XRP first because Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency that everyone hears about. Furthermore, here's the thing, he's not just signing a legislation pertaining to Bitcoin. He makes it abundantly obvious that it is also cryptocurrency mining. Proof-of-work algorithms are also utilized by a great number of other cryptocurrencies that are now in circulation. In addition, there are a great number of alternative cryptocurrencies that significantly outperform Bitcoin in terms of their functionality. Additionally, individuals are going to start to comprehend that, and they are going to think to themselves, okay, there are billions of people all over the world who require Bitcoin. On the other hand, there are additional cryptocurrencies that people ought to make use of more frequently. And the amount of money is going to decrease. Is that correct? Similar to how Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency to receive all of the money initially. After that, we witnessed Solana emerge from the shadows, as well as BNB emerge from the shadows, leading to the acquisition of these enormous market capitalizations. Guys, this is exactly how the economic system works. It's a trickle-down effect. This is not the only thing that is taking place in Russia. Is that clear? Out of the realm of mining alone, there are other activities taking place. Additionally, they are getting close to beginning trials of cryptocurrency exchanges and payments. Would you agree that this is the subject I'm referring to? The law is signed by Putin. Mining bitcoins is legal, right? Is that correct? we are able to accomplish this. The amount of tax money that it generates is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Incredible. On the other hand, this causes people to ask, okay, Putin, there are other cryptocurrencies out there. What are we going to do with those? And at this point, it is being processed by the judicial system. People in Russia will soon be able to purchase virtually any other cryptocurrency as well. This will be the case in the near future. It is possible to observe that the Russian parliament enacted laws in July that legalized cryptocurrency mining and a framework that would allow for the testing of digital tokens for use in cross-border payments while being supervised by the central bank. On the 8th of August, President Vladimir Putin takes a bill and signs it into law. The experiment with cryptocurrency comes at a time when Russian enterprises are seeing increasing challenges in terms of paying international suppliers, receiving payment for commodities, they're receiving payment for commodities that are exported. You are going to find that this is beginning to sound rather similar to you, all right, payments made over international borders, right? In the process of overcoming difficulties posed by the central bank, businesses that are required to achieve this. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the XRP ledger was pretty much constructed for this very purpose. Okay, I don't think it's necessary for me to write it down for all of you back at home, but if you can put two and two together, I believe it's quite obvious. When it comes to international transactions, Bitcoin is not well appropriate. What exactly is the one cryptocurrency that is now available? Not to be confused with XRP, of course. And this guy should get you really thrilled because these businesses need it, because the centralized banking institution in the United States of America and all of their sanctions quite literally takes Russia entirely outside of the global realm. Yes, that is the one. It's true that this one is putting pressure on Russia to start inventing. And this is a blessing in disguise for the cryptocurrency industry, because not only is it opening up the doors for this discussion to be had, but it is also showing Russia that, wait, cryptocurrency is also going to be making us a lot of money if we are using it. If we can strike an agreement with everyone that we sell our oil to, from China to Europe and all these other places, just to get around the sanctions that the United States has imposed, in spite of the fact that Russia has the potential to become one of the wealthiest countries in the world, the United States is not going to sit back and watch it happen. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them, don't you think? This is going to be the outcome of the situation that we are living in. The adoption of cryptocurrencies by the general public has become a race, and Russia is beginning to edge ahead of the competition. I mean, this was just a few days ago on August 8th when it was signed into law, and things are really beginning to go insane. It has just come to light that a multitude of news outlets, including DL News, have begun discussing this topic. What they are arguing is that how would Putin be able to avoid some sanctions and disguise his dependence on the dollar with the help of Russia's cryptocurrency pivot? Isn't it a really straightforward process? This is the beauty of a decentralized network, isn't it? It's fairly simple because of this. On the other hand, there is no central organization that will say, all right, Russia, you are not allowed to use this, or all right, Ukraine, you are not allowed to use this, and without a doubt, one thing that each and every one of us is going to have to be ready for is for the government to attempt to intervene